You wouldn't believe me if I told you that I had to rebuild myself brick by brick because of childhood trauma. So today, I'm going to tell you how I rebuilt myself and what you can do to rebuild yourself. So let's get right into this. My childhood, and I'm going to go into this, and I want you to understand that I understand that a lot of people have had it worse than me. And at some point, I will tell you my story, no holds barred, just for inspirational purposes. So, my story will come at a later day. My childhood broke me, and it's to no fault of my parents, my mom or my dad, to no fault. It's just situations that a child was put in that shouldn't have been put in those situations. And as a result, I became a shell of who I was. And I rebuilt myself by myself, no therapy. I think therapy is a great tool for someone who needs to rebuild themselves that doesn't possess self-awareness. But I didn't do that. And I'm going to explain why. I know myself on an inner level. I know how I operate and I understand why I do what I do. As one of the side effects of my childhood was it put me in this box, it put me in this corner. I was a quiet kid, and that was never my nature. Before the things that happened, loudmouth, rambunctious, full of energy, outgoing, but also ingoing. And it changed me into just an inward person, just an introvert. And personality tests online, they're not that great. And I'm going to explain to you why. They don't take into account how you were born, they don't take into account how God created you. It's your behavior patterns in the now, and it can ingrain a belief that you are a way that you are not. This is why I never bought into the whole personality types, the INTJs, the ENTPs, all that stuff. It didn't sit right with who I actually am because I remember as a child, I was never really introverted. But when the situations that happened took place, it forced me into a shell of safety and fear, right? Fear of, okay, if I express myself, something's going to happen. Fear that if I go outside, someone's going to try to kidnap me. Fear of, oh, this person's out to get me, right? Always watching my back. And it took a lot of healing and a lot of rebuilding and a lot of, I hate people, right? People are bad. People did bad things, right? And it's not a good way to operate in your life. This is how I got over it. The first step was realizing what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. I didn't want to be this shy, inward kid because I remember my first school experience was at Catholic school. And yeah, I used to whoop our ass, but that's the 80s, and I'm glad that's not allowed anymore. I used to get hit with rulers all the time. Oh my God. But that was who I was. And that's who I am. I will speak my mind. And the system has been made to shut you the hell up. But I didn't want to be that shy teenager. So what I did was I pushed my comfort zone. If there was someone I wanted to talk to, I got over that fear that I would feel in here because it's the fear that was trying to keep me safe. Oh, this person will kill me, right? Like literally the thoughts that were going on in my head. And I needed to prove that inner voice wrong, right? I needed to say, okay, this person doesn't give a shit about me, right? I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And the more I pushed that comfort zone, the more I realized it's safe for me to be who I am. In school, no one likes to get up and talk in front of the class, right? Maybe you don't have the right shoes on if you're a teenage boy. Maybe you're boing, right? Like you don't want to do it. But I wanted to do it, but I was afraid to do it. But I know that if I speak, people will listen. I force myself to do it every single time. No one will volunteer. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get up there with a smile. And it was at that point I knew I had to keep pushing those boundaries. Run to fear. If it makes you scared, you should probably try it, except for drugs. Don't do drugs. Unless they're spiritual drugs. But I've never done those, so I can't even comment on any of that. Anyway, besides the point, pushing the comfort zone. The other thing that I did to get back to who Andre was or is the internal dialogue. I'd hype myself up. I had no confidence. I felt like I was ugly, I was short, all this. And when I realized that I wasn't, people would tell me, hey, you're a handsome young boy. I'm like, okay, I don't feel it. If people are saying it is true, so I would look in the mirror every single day, tell myself, you're one handsome motherfucker. You are a handsome SOB. I would literally tell myself this every day in order to rebuild that young boy who felt worthless. Yeah, felt worthless. But I rebuilt myself from the ground up. The next thing that you need to do if you need to rebuild yourself is ask yourself what's important to you. Ask yourself, who do you want to become? And then every day, you have to take a step in that direction. You have to take at least 3 steps in that direction every single day. I wanted to be a lawyer, but I told myself I can't represent someone who is guilty. So that's out of the fucking question, right? And then there was, I want to be a detective. I'm a very good investigator. I can find out anything about anyone. But, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to write chalk around bodies and have to look at people who were, So yeah, that's out the window. And the perfect career for me at the time was sales. And at that point, I had to step out the comfort zone, start talking to people. It's like, oh, I'm good at this. Sales helped me rebuild my personal confidence. The next step is affirmations. Now, I don't believe that general affirmations will help you rebuild who you are. I use the affirmation according to my sun sign. I'm a Leo. The Leo is I will. Now, if you take a look into your human design, and if the will center is undefined, according to human design, you don't have access to willpower. I beg to differ. Since it's open, you can draw in the inspiration and hold it there. Because it's open, you can pull things into your open energy centers. So every day I tell myself what I will do, not what I want to do, what I will do. And every day I get it done. I tell myself, I will make this video. I will do this, little things that I don't want to do. Like, I will take out the trash even though I don't want to. I will clean the toilet even though I don't want to clean the toilet. And I do it. That is the proper way to use an affirmation, is according to your sun sign. You don't have to believe in astrology, but I'm telling you, if you look up the affirmation according to your birth sign and you use it and you speak it with some powerful emotion, you'll be amazed at what happens. So for me, I can't say I am. No, I will. Like if I want to become, I don't know, a great YouTuber that speaks to a camera to people about rebuilding themselves, I will be a great YouTuber. I don't even want to be a YouTuber. I just like to talk. I will be a great talker of telling people how to rebuild themselves. That's how I do it. And that hypes my inner soul up. So that's another one. And doing that gets you to take action if you do it according to your birth sign. The last thing that I did to rebuild who Andre is was realizing where was I when I was at my happiest. And that was typically between the ages of 4 and 6, before all the bullshit happened. And what did I need to do to get back to that version of me? Is I just simply needed to act out that version of me in real life, in real time, right now. And I remember speaking my mind and not caring what people thought about me. I remember doing what I wanted to do within the realm of not hurting anybody. I remember saying what I wanted to say, being who I wanted to be, going after what I wanted to go after. Let's take this a step further. I have a 2-year-old. My 2-year-old is the happiest when he's doing what he wants to do. But you have to keep a 2-year-old from hurting you and themselves. But that is where I was at my happiest. And then analyzing my 2-year-old son, he's playing, he's creating, he's using his imagination. He is at his happiest when he's doing those things. And it's a constant reminder for me to do the things that make me happy, but also do the things that put me in a position to take care of my family. Analyze those things. Think back to a time where were you your most authentic self? I have a good memory. I have a very, very good memory. I freak people out because I remember the first thing I saw when I came out of my mom, and it blows people's minds. But I have a good memory, very, very good memory. We can get esoteric about it. I remember being sent here, but that's a topic for an esoteric video. Anywho, I hope this is helpful. If you're struggling with who you are now versus who you want to be, if you're struggling with people pleasing, if you're struggling mentally, you're not aligned. And some of it is energetic, don't get me wrong. And if it is energetic, you need to see my girl Megan, the Conscious Village. I post her all the time on my Instagram. See, hit her up for some theta healing. It is amazing. It's also helped me get back to who I am. And the next car video, or one of the next car videos, I'll talk about that. My experience with theta healing and how she helped me recover my voice. Okay, signing off. Like this video for me, comment. This is a safe place. I will not tolerate anyone commenting on my video belittling anybody. So it's a safe place. If you need help, comment, right? Do what you got to do. Guys and girls, like this, share this, subscribe, follow me on all socials. It's at Andres Charts. It will probably pop up on the screen. And with that being said, it's December 30th. I hope Christmas was well. And I wish you guys a happy new year. And at this point, I think the next video will come out New Year's Day. I'm trying to keep it on an every other day schedule. I pray for the best for you guys. Cheers.